Welcome to the NRL Round 6 Punters preview from Wicky. If you guys are watching this later or you can see my screen, the first thing I always talk about is the Wicky Linktree. Linktree is just the place where you can find all our shit all in the one place. Google Wicky Linktree, you'll find that. Our content, data tools, tips, Discord, which is about to hit 4,000. It's all free to check out. So please let us know how you go with that. Aside from that, guys, very quick recap. I keep forgetting to talk about fantasy and SuperCoach. I love fantasy and SuperCoach, and every time I start the pod, I start to talk about punting and try scores and then forget about it. So I've got those tabs open. I will talk about fantasy and SuperCoach at the end. My fantasy team is around 18,000 rank and my SuperCoach team is around 11,000. I know it doesn't sound very good, but my SuperCoach team, honestly, it's looking pretty good. I'm really excited to talk about that stuff. But I'll do it at the end because I know most of you guys are here to sort of hear my chat around punting and try scores especially. So I'll get into that in just a second. So a couple of quick things before I get started on NRL round 6. Firstly, before anything, I'll just recap a little bit. I'm going to start posting every week from next week. We'll be a little bit more organized with our tracking and stuff. Our article tips are still doing pretty poorly. We're still down on those quite a bit, but our multis are up a couple of percent because we hit a 21-1 and an 11-1 shot last weekend, which is awesome. We've got custom markets with BetRight and Top Sport doing all right, roughly breaking even on those. But from next week, what I'll do, I'll put a graphic out so you guys know how I'm going. I hate that, I know it's the reality. People kind of go based on how you're going for the last week or the last month. But personally, I've been doing this for over 10 years. Wiki's my full-time business. We've got data tools, content, all this kind of stuff based around me knowing my shit around try scores. So the pressure's on, and I'm hoping I can land at least one big odds winner, like a good 61-1 or a 67-1 this weekend with a big middle forward crashing over. All right, cool. I'll get straight into it, guys. So what we're going to do this time, I'm going to do a really quick 1-minute recap about our Linktree, all the stuff that Wicky does, and then I'll get straight into it with round 6 try score leans and the odds comparison tool for every single game. Remember, straight after I finish this pod around 6:30 Sydney time, I finish off the article and our picks go live. So again, guys, Google Wicky Linktree, you'll find our picks, data tools, content, Discord, all there for free. To get into the Linktree real quick, as I said, guys, our Discord is very close from hitting 4,000 people. So if you do know how to use Discord or you want to get into the community, do it that way. It's all free. Odds comparison tool has just gone live. I'm going to talk through it. Basic point of that is to go all your players going down the page and all the bookies. We've got 6 bookies on the free odds comparison tool. So at least if you're punting on any time or first try scorer, you're getting the best price across those 6 bookies. Aside from that, we've got Wiki Premium. As I said, we've got 4,000 people in Discord. We get a couple of thousand people on the site every weekend. We only need sort of 60 people paid for premium, and I think we're sitting about 40. So if you think you'd be interested in Wiki Premium, we've got stuff on our Linktree. You can read it. You can check it out. I don't want to do a hard sell. Check it out yourself. BetRight, we've got an affiliate link with them. They've got custom markets with us. If you don't like to bet on the big odds try scorers, what I do with BetRight is I get 3 middle forwards every round. I've just done my picks for that just then. So hopefully that comes out soon. Anyways, you can check out BetRight. Tripod, Jacob from Tripod, he's been going for a decade now. He's been successful every single season. Just had a call with him this morning. We're going to be potentially looking at a couple more collab opportunities. But anyways, all the tripod stuff, you can find that on our Wiki Linktree as well, wiki.ai, the website. Last thing I'll quickly go through before I get into round 6, guys. If you haven't seen it already, we've also got an AFL goal scorer odds comparison tool. So I've been promising this for a little while now. It has been up and running for a couple of weeks. One thing I haven't announced, and I'm going to do a video on this and announce it to everyone, etc. Tomorrow. We also have disposal markets up. So I know everyone loves, if you follow AFL, you love punting on AFL disposal markets. Having one place where you can actually see the different prices. I don't know if this would be updated. If you're here for NRL, guys, I promise I'll get to it in a minute. I don't know if this will be updated with all the disposal markets. Yeah, see, I updated this morning, so it's only got a couple of bookies for disposals, but I'm sure if I update it in a little bit, it'll have many more. So we've got the same 6 bookies as the NRL odds comparison tool, guys, for the AFL one. So you'll have two, I think it's anytime goal scorer all the way up to 5+. You've got a whole bunch of disposal markets as well. So if you know anyone, or if you're interested in AFL punting, obviously that's right there for you. And we've got the same thing for the NBA player props, odds comparison tool. I'm going to cut myself off right there, guys. We've also, I promise, last thing. NRL Fantasy article is written by Young Sinatra and Kyle from our Discord. Pretty extensive article. And if you play SuperCoach, you probably find most of that relatable. Last thing, the late mail article, guys. It's not just for injuries and laid outs and stuff. We also cover who's playing on the left and right side, every single team in the NRL, every single round. Everyone's always saying, oh, no, bro, he plays on the right. No, he plays on the left, whatever. We've got it in this article every single week. So again, it's on our Linktree. If you're ever wondering, man, Wicky pulls out all this shit, I don't know where to find half this stuff. It's always on the Linktree. So Google Wicky Linktree. Bang, stop. I'll get into round 6 now. All right, guys. So the odds comparison tool. Give me 1 second. As always, I'm going to go game by. Oh shit, wasn't updated. Give me a sec. If I have stuffed this up, nah, I haven't stuffed it up. Thank God. All right, cool. First up, guys, Knights v the Roosters. This should be a really interesting game. There was absolute chaos in round 5. Roosters, the Dogs had like a 26-point lead, and the Roosters almost chased it down. 2 men down at one point. Dom Young, Sam Walker, James Tedesco, they are all missing for this one. The Knights still don't have Frizzell back, but they might get Greg Marju back. It's going to be a formidable left side for the Knights with Pierce Paul, Bradman Best, and potentially Marju. And we know that Caleb Ponga loves hitting that left side. So if you're building multis or you're thinking about your fantasy and SuperCoach trades, definitely have a think around that Knights left side. And again, that late mail article covers that. I'm just checking my phone real quick, guys, in case I've stuffed anything up so far. Because I've told one of our marketing guys, or anyone really, just DM me on Discord if I have stuffed anything up whilst I've been recording this. I'll just double check that everything's all good in the call on Discord. Yep, it seems to be fine. No one's joining with their audio on, which is awesome. Instagram seems to be working fine as well. Feel free to chuck in comments on Instagram, guys. I can see what you're saying, and I'm more than happy to reply. And same deal with YouTube. All right, cool. Let me get back into it. So with that game, main thing, Knights left side. I think that's going to be pretty dangerous. Roosters have a lot of changes. Bet365 has some really good prices for try scorers in this game, but it's mainly the Knights backs, and I'm a little bit wary of getting on Tuala, who's the current left winger for the Knights, just because you might have Marju popping back in for him. So I'm going to stay away from anytime try scorers just for now for this game. Although Kalen Ponga at $2.65 on Bet365 seems pretty juicy. Most other bookies have him at $2.40 or less, so decent price there. First try scorer wise, I'm just going to have a look. Jacob Saifidi and Lindsay Collins at 58 is okay, I would say. Jacob Saifidi at 51. Honestly, I don't love anyone. I will double check this though before I'll double check the prices before I get into the article, but no one amazing stands out. So next up, guys, we've got the Storm and the Bulldogs. This game's going to be really interesting. So there's chaos, as I just said, is in that Roosters v Dogs game. There's also chaos for the Dogs. They've got 3 players ruled out and another 3. Kickout, Tracy, I'm forgetting the last one, but Max King. There's no way in hell these guys play. They had pretty serious issues. I reckon 2 or maybe all 3 of them won't play. There should be quite a few late changes. One tip that I rolled out on the Tripod live pod, which is Jerome Hughes at $3.30 on Bet365. If you go by his career strike rate, his price would be $2.95. That's what ATS historical means. If you go by our model, which takes line and total and a bunch of other stuff into consideration, he should be closer to $2.60. Both bookies have him around that $2.80 mark, actually is quite consistent. And Bet365 have him at $3.30. So Jerome Hughes would be a pretty clear anytime try scorer play, I reckon. First try scorer wise, what do we have? Do we have anyone that's juicy in terms of price? I think Drew Hutch around that 50 mark is decent. Tui Kamika. Okay, so one thing with this game, guys, the Storm are already like 16-point favorites, and I reckon that line gets around 20 if two or three more Dogs players are ruled out, including Billy Kickow, who'd be pretty big out. Tui Kamika, 41s for a middle forward seems short, and generally I would say that it is, but I fucking love that price. That Dogs pack is already weak. They're missing two or three players on top of that. Cami at 41s, BetRight, Sportsbet, and Double at the moment. FTS and LTS almost definitely going to make the article as a pick. I can tell you that right now. Also, the Storm, they've already got their spine back. You got Munster and Hughes in the halves. You got Pappenhausen at the back, Harry Grant through the middle. Really, really solid lineup. Really rate the Storm, and I think they're playing at home as well. This could be a massacre if the Dogs guys are actually ruled out. Four Eyes by Nakul. Thanks, man. I fucking hate wearing glasses, but if I don't wear my glasses, I can't see the prices for half of these players. So thanks a lot for that, dickhead. Anytime try scorer, Broncos, Dolphins, Ezra Mam at $3.70 on Bet365 definitely stands out. Every other bookie's got him less than $3, and Models got him at $2.70. Check this out. If you go by his career, Mam scores a try every 2 NRL games. We're getting him at $3.70 on Bet365. Pretty clear value play, guys. First try scorer wise, nothing massively that stands out. One thing I would say is be wary of the late changes. A couple of these guys, including Jordan Ricky for the Broncos, are apparently meant to be potentially ruled out. So pay attention to that. Jeremy Marshall King is $41 on BetR and Dabble for first try scorer. That seems pretty decent. But yeah, anything else, I will lock in for the article. I hope having a go at Nick Loveridge doesn't put him off any more comments. I was just mucking around, man. Cool. That Broncos Dolphins game also, by the way, there's injuries on both sides. So what I've started doing in the Punters preview article now, I don't have time on Wednesday to get the picks in and write about them. So what I've been doing is I did like a little couple of sentences just previewing the game. That'll be ready for the pick. Oh, it'll be the picks and then a couple of sentences by me for every game on Wednesdays. And then when it comes to game day, that's when I'll say, all right, guys, these are the prices that are available. This is good enough to get on. This isn't. And this is why I like the picks, because doing all that on the Wednesday and the rush of everything is honestly a bit hectic. Awesome. The Wars and the Seagulls. So the Warriors were great last week. They demolished the Rabbitohs. Latrell Mitchell's out for 3 games. Damien Cook's been dropped. A lot of chaos coming out from that game. But the Warriors take on the Seagulls. The Seagulls beat the Panthers 13+. The Warriors were great last week. The Warriors are now at home as well. So this is going to be a really, really good quality game. I'm not very keen on a lot of anytime try scorers for this. It could be one of those tight sort of like, I think both of these teams can make the top 6 as long as they don't have any key injuries. And by key injuries, I mean Tom Turbo. Evans, Aitken, anytime. So I don't know what you mean. Yuan, Aitken. Man, you're going to have to get back to that late mail article. I'm really sorry. So I know that Mam is left. Felice Kafusi is usually the right side back rower, but they've got Aitken and Kenny Bromwich, and I honestly don't know who's going to play on what side because they're both new to the second row, I think. Double check the late mail article. It is in there though. Young, Sinatra, and Carl from our Discord, a lot more switched on than me these days in terms of who's playing what side. I do usually know my stuff. I just don't know that one on the spot. Double check with Aitken. I do like him as a pick. He is a selfish bastard. He never liked passing the ball. When he used to play in the centers for the Dragons, I remember he was like the classic ball hog. So definitely like you and Aitken generally, mate. In terms of model value, guys, one that does stick out to me. Oh, where are they? No. No, maybe not. AFB, Fanua Blake. If you're one of those people like me who gets pissed off every time he scores, because he's a middle forward. He scored the first strike twice this year already, and it's only been 5 games. The dude's a freak. He's paying $6.25 on Sportsbet. Every other bookie has him at $5 or less. That could be an interesting anytime try score play if you wanted one of those for this game, guys. First try scorer wise, I'm just trying to look if there's any. Lachlan Croker at 46s is all right. Odds or Toppy, I think that is. But yeah, it's one of those games where it's going to be really tight. If the games are tight and I don't have a clear read on it. I like to definitely wait for the article before really committing to any picks. Anytime try scorers for the Eels and the Cowboys, guys. So this game should be really interesting. So the Cowboys, they lose Zach Laybutt, unfortunately, their right center to an ACL. Parramatta get Bryce Cartwright back, but they've dropped Micah Sivo, and that left side defense, which kept leaking tries, is absolutely fucked now because they've got Dejan Arce, who's new to the team this week. Sean Lane, fair enough, he's played all 5 games, and they've got Harper and Simonson. That right side for the Cowboys, I'm going Nanai and Felt. They're the two that I really like on the right side for the Cowboys. And if I look at this, Felt is $2.25 on 365, and Nanai is $3.20 on 365. They're both kind of clearly slightly above other bookies, and with my sort of right v left reasoning, I love those 2 picks as well. First try scorer, let me have a look. Robson at 41s on BetR looks decent. And that's probably the one that stands out straight away. Just trying to think if we have any other decent prices. Joey Lussick at 41s on Dabble. I think he's already scored the first try once this season. He looks decent. And yeah, Robson at 41s on BetR. They're probably the 2 that stand out guys for that one. Rabbitoh Sharks. Man, I was excited. I was so excited to talk about this game. So Trell suspended for 3 games. Cook's dropped. They dropped their left side winger, Isaac Thompson. Apparently, Mal fucking Meninga is apparently going to be the interim coach if their coach gets sacked. In sad news, though, Lockie Ilias has badly broken his leg in reserve grade last week. So their spine at the moment is Dean Hawkins with Jai Gray at fullback, Peter Babazelis at hooker, and then obviously the experienced Cody Walker at 5'8". Honestly, their backline ain't great. Their forward pack doesn't have that punch, and their spine has 3 rookies in it now. The Sharks are coming off the bye, and they should absolutely fucking lap them. So that's going to be a really, really interesting game. If you're looking for anytime try scorers, this is the game to go at, I reckon. I'm trying to have a look. Again, it's one of those games where 365 have a bunch of really good try score prices for both teams. Wilton, 425, Hines, 450, Nickera, 375, and Katoa at $2.10. A bunch of these on 365. I always do say be wary of same game multis, but this game and 365 is it looks good for same game multis. So obviously punt responsibly, but that's how I would lean. First try scorer wise, always looking for the juicy bigger odds play. The toll at 61s. You got to remember 67. Sorry, you got to remember that the Sharks are still missing quite a few forwards. So ULA and Rudolph are in the extended squad. If they don't make it back, though, the Sharks are pretty fucked for middle forwards. So I would love to get on Rabbitoh's middles. Holy shit, I just saw that Murray is 41s everywhere, and Tommy Hazelton, my boy, is also 41. So I'll have a look at the best way to get on, but I do like Rabbitoh's middle forwards in this one. I do think they are fucked generally, but I also think that the Sharks middle is exposed with a few missing players. Rabbitoh's middle forwards is where I would lean, and as I said, Sharks backs in the same game multis on 365. All right, Tigers and Dragons. Honestly, I wrote in my little mini preview for the article. This game is a fucking lottery. I can't really find. Oh, the one thing I would say, there was talk that Sloan and Lomax were going to swap. They'd be named in the same position. So Sloan at fullback and Lomax on the right wing. If they do swap though, and apparently Ravalawa was meant to be dropped, but none of that happened in the team list. So if that happens, obviously all things Sloan are amazing because you'll be getting fullback prices for someone who's going to be playing on the wing, and that's exactly what we do at Wiki Premium. So if we do find out that news has hit, straight away I'll be tagging the premium boys to get on all things Sloan. This game should be a lottery because the Tigers have been looking pretty good the last couple of weeks, but they're missing Galvin, they're missing Bateman, and they're missing Samuela Fainu, who's been pretty decent for them off the bench. And the Dragons, I think they're going to shake their squad up a little bit. Absolutely fucking anything could happen this game. Good luck trying to predict what is going to happen. I'll probably go to my boy Utui Kamanu. He's 41s, FTS, LTS. His stats have been really fucking good this year. So always be looking out for him. And aside from that, I do love Little. I think it's Jacob Little's 100th game. So I'll definitely be having a look out for a Jacob Little first try scorer punt. He's 38 at the moment, but if we can find a better price, I'll definitely be looking out for that. Raiders, Titans, guys. The Raiders, so that look, if I had to pick a team, I'd probably go the Raiders. I really do like the Raiders generally. But I thought their team was dog shit this season, and honestly, they've surprised me. The one reason I used to love the Raiders, I realized in hindsight, their backs are always like they used to score a lot of tries through the middle. So I fell in love with Josh Papa. Obviously, you guys know that. And I always used to find good prices for them, and that's why I kind of got to know the team and used to like the team. But this season, they're fucking scoring tries in the backs, which is a killer. Papali hasn't scored a try. Tapina hasn't scored a try. It's been pretty frustrating try score wise, to be honest. But the Titans, they're struggling, especially if Kieran Foran's ruled out. The Raiders really impressed me last week. I thought the Eels, I do think that the Eels are not as strong with Mitch Moses not in the team, but the way the Raiders beat them up last week was super impressive, and I think they can do something similar to the Titans. Anytime try scorer wise, you got $3.70 about Hudson Young. I think there was one other, Strange at $4.50. I think I like both of those guys on Bet365 in the Raiders and the Titans game for anytime try scorer. First try scorer, guys. I'm trying to have a quick look. Hudson Young at 21s maybe is okay. I'll try to find something higher up in the odds. Joliffe scored the first try a couple of weeks ago. He's paying 67s on Dabble, which is all right. And aside from that, I will have a look at Big Papa 41s on a couple of different bookies, first try scorer and last try scorer. Aside from that, it's probably not too much. But as always, as I just said, I'll have a bit of a think about things before I lock my picks in for the article. If you've missed out on most of this pod, as always, guys, Google Wicky Linktree. I'll very quickly pull it up again. You can find everything: our odds comparison tool, our free Discord, which is about to hit 4,000 people, AFL and NBA odds comparison tools. Find the best price across multiple bookies for NBA player props, AFL goal scorers, and AFL disposals markets as well. And there's a whole bunch of other shit that I won't repeat, but yeah, feel free to check it out. Google Wiki Linktree. I'm going to have a couple of minutes, guys, to very quickly go through my SuperCoach and my fantasy team. I'm going to quickly check my Discord DMs and make sure I haven't stuffed anything up. And it seems like I haven't, which is awesome. Nothing here, nothing there. Cool. All right. If you want me to go with anything specific, guys, let me know. But so far, guys, my SuperCoach season, I've always sort of I love NRL fantasy, and I've always kind of given that more time because I've been part of the NRL fantasy fanatics community for close to 15 years. So I always played SuperCoach, but I wasn't too fast if I did badly, basically. I was always playing for fun. But this season, my fucking SuperCoach team is looking really good. So as you can see here, I went from about 19K rank to 11K. So I'm pretty happy with that, which puts me in the top 7%. If you look at my team, I've already made my trades. I might have a look at changing them, but I'm definitely bringing in Schiller for May, and I really like the thought of bringing in Nick Meaney. He's up against the extremely weak Dogs this week, and he's got a pretty soft run, and he's their goal kicker for the Storm. So I really like Meaney and Schiller he's going to put on more than 100K this week. I think they're two pretty obvious. Schiller's someone who everyone should trade in SuperCoach, and Meaney is like my keep attacking guy that I want to trade in. So if you look at my team, I purely chase upside in SuperCoach. I do not care at all if I don't do well, but I'm doing all right, and I reckon I can do much better. Ponga and Drinkwater with Ponga VC in that first game against depleted Roosters, which I really like. Holmes, Hammer, Meaney, and Schiller against the Titans. So much upside. I fucking absolutely love that. Hines as captain at the moment against the depleted Rabbitohs. Strange again. He looks so good. His running game looks so good. And he's playing up against the Titans. I love that. Hosking, I reckon he could crack a ton pretty easily against the Titans. he just needed to be on the field, and he's back after that concussion. I'm really excited to watch him. I don't think a lot of people would have kept him. I assume a lot of people would have traded him out, but I needed him for my VC loophole last week, so I kept him. To me, he's played 80 minutes, I believe, last week. Played really well. David Fafita is the guy that like no one kind of had the guts to take a bit of a risk on early, and I did, and he's averaged 69 for me with an 81 last week in 80 minutes with like essentially no huge attacking players, which I'm super keen on. The or Baker and May, nothing huge, nothing exciting there. One worry is that Api Coruscant is playing injured and he might struggle for minutes a little bit, but I just don't want to mess with my hookers at the moment. I've got so much upside in my backs and my spine, and even Fafita and Hosking in my second row. Like, I'm so keen to watch these guys. I don't want to mess with it. As I said, I crept up from 19K to 11K in just the one round. If I can kind of make like a few thousand rank improvement, if I can nail that Ponga and Hines sort of captaincy decision, I reckon I can do that. Very quickly, guys, I might just have a real quick look at the captaincy stats for this week. Okay. So Hines and Ponga and Holmes and Pappy and Drinky. Okay, they're like the most popular captains. It all makes sense. VC wise, Ponga is 10.5%. So, okay, fine. It seems like I'm kind of doing the generic thing this week, but I'm okay with that because I'm taking a couple of risks with playing guys like Iro, who is a rookie, but he's up against the Rabbitohs. And I'm happy to happy to take a risk. My NRL fantasy team, guys, as I said, I do love NRL fantasy. I've historically cared about it a lot more, but this team is dog shit. I am ranked 18,000th or close to 19,000 actually. I don't think I've made my trades here. No, I haven't, because I just don't know what the fuck to do with this team. I've got there's a few players that I definitely could move on. So like, yeah, Hutchison and Flanagan aren't really doing much. They're playing in two pretty shit teams, and they're not really going to go anywhere. Fini Fuaki, I actually had him from round one, and I was actually pumped about seeing him start. But if he doesn't get tries, it looks like he doesn't fucking do very much else, which sucks. Sam Hughes is fine. The Dogs are fucked. He's actually going to get some extra minutes. I'm okay with that. I traded in the Hammer a couple of weeks ago. He's been doing fine. Cotter's been doing okay as well. I think Lussick's fine with no hands. He's going to be getting 80 minutes. I actually don't mind that, but Benny Burbo is playing center. Salmon, he actually will be fine because everyone else is injured for the Dogs, so he'll end up doing all right. Levi just keeps scoring tries and surviving, and Joe Chan isn't even in the fucking team, and neither is Keeney. So this team is dog shit. I need to do something about it. I'll probably wait for. Oh my god, I traded Hines out as well. So this team is really bad, and I need to find a way of bringing Hines and Cleary in, and I have no money, and I have no cash gen, and I've only got 130K in the bank. So yeah. Oh, but I do have my pod, David Fafita, who could go nuts any moment. So that's about the only thing going for me. All right, guys. It is 6:30. I think I've gone on for exactly 30 minutes. All I can say is try scores wise, we are down for the season. Everything that we do in terms of our fantasy, super coach, punting, tips, data tools, everything is free aside from premium, which is a very small percent of all the content and data stuff that we do. But everything is free, guys. So feel free to get involved. I've tried to do a lot more of what you want rather than what I would naturally do. So we do have a same game multi for every single game. So if you join our Discord, again, Google Wicky Linktree, it's the first link on there to join our Discord. I am doing a multi before every game. We hit a 21 and 11-1 multi this round. The 21-1 was awesome. It was Dylan Edwards and DCE. So the Discord is going nuts when that hit. We've had a whole bunch of fun with the way that I tip and I punt. I do play a lot of high odds try scorers, and we've only hit one in 5 rounds, which is Billy Walters at 41. So I've been doing this personally for 10 years. I've been doing this publicly for a couple of years. Went at 25% profit across 3,000 tips in 2023. And we're down like 20 or 30 or whatever it is for all the free stuff that we're doing so far in 5 rounds. So the way that I think is always regress to the mean is like a boring way of saying we're doing not so well now. We've always done really fucking well, and the tide is about to turn. I'll leave you with that. Enjoy the shitty Sydney weather at the moment, or wherever you are. I hope the weather's a little bit nicer. Enjoy the next sort of 48 hours or 24 hours or so, because we've got rugby league NRL round 6 starting at 8 p.m. Sydney and Queensland time. So all the same time now. But yeah, super pumped for this round, and hopefully we've got a big odds winner and turn the tide for us. Good luck, guys. Always punt responsibly. Good luck with your fantasy and super coach teams, and I will catch you soon.